What's up, y'all? Welcome back to SoCal Yappers. I'm Adrian.
My name is Justin. J-Rod.
Here to talk about some interesting things today.
Of course.
Think
What isn't it interesting for us?
Hmm.
Every day is an interesting day because you never know what's going to be hold up for you today.
It's a good one. It's good to start.
Whatever the word is called, philosophical.
Deep
What a
thoughts.
great fucking day.
Got your little coffee, you know?
Yeah, Cito with Pop-Tarts, we're chilling, dude.
Cafecito con Pop-Tarts.
For you guys don't know, local socials club right here. If you guys want to register or log in to make yourself right here. This is for everybody that's going to be for the community that we have right now. This is all by Soto, our producer. Soto's going to be crazy.
Shout out Soto.
Yeah, shout out Soto.
Lovely fiance.
Yep, love, and the lovely fiance that's gonna be joining us today. She's gonna be. Well, you're gonna be like the little ghost that's hanging around and talking, right?
Ooh,
Okay.
speaking about ghosts.
Speaking of ghosts, we were talking about the scary videos that we were doing, or that I was doing back in the day, and then that's not it. That's all my YouTube stuff. Where is it? We're gonna talk about. Oh, I did exit it out, huh? We're gonna be talking about. Let me show you. This is gonna be some scary shit though, because I've heard
You're talking about the Appalachian Mountains.
Appalachian Mountains.
No, but that got me thinking about like other like scary like hiking trails and like mountain ranges.
Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of it was like, I mean, do you ever think like, oh, there's spirits here already, or like, you know, stuff just happened, someone died there, they're just hanging around
I do believe that.
with something like this, or is it more of like, all right, and you know, I don't know too much about like skinwalkers and stuff, but like, what is that?
I gotta say it's kind of. I gotta say it's kind of like everything, you know. Because if you really do think about it, whenever you go into the deep woods, there's always that second thought of like, oh shit, something's scary about this place.
I mean, even like camping, being outdoors, like if it's not some bears, some like wild animals, some
Yeah.
like, you know, a pack of wolves coming after you,
Yeah,
like, yo, there's some,
it's something. Yeah, because if those
this is second thought for me.
exactly.
This isn't like, all right, yeah, like I'm gonna get hunted by a bear, pack of coyote or something like that. That's not first thought. Like this is like, all right, the Catholicism ingrained in me is like, all right, well, shit,
Well, for sure.
Jesus always with
You
me.
guys ever go camping, and you guys start going on a hike and camping, and you see an abandoned like place there? I suggest you find a new campground. That's just my personal opinion.
Do people camp up in the Appalachians? I high key don't know.
Some people do, but those people have like balls of steel.
That's like backpacking camping, or is it like campsites you can like reserve?
It could be both. Yeah, it could be both. But like I said, man, this shit all right here, scariest thing to do.
Would you go though? 'Cause I know you're like,
I would.
yeah,
With the right people, I'd go.
yeah.
People that I like.
Well, what does that mean? Like, what kind of people?
The
Like,
people that I would trust with my life. Like if something were to happen to me, if I get injured or something, like I can for sure know that they'll not second guess about helping me.
yeah,
Because like I'm the type of person that'll help them out whether my life's in danger or not. I'll still help them out.
So people that won't run away.
Yeah.
sign me up. I'll bring the meds.
People that won't run away, but people that would run away too. Like people are like,
Oh, if we're ducking, like we're going.
yeah. If we're all ducking, we're going. If you're slow, then we're slow with you, type of shit. And if it grabs you, like we're gonna manhandle that shit.
Yeah. Okay. One team, one dream.
It's kind of like, dude, if you're by yourself, you're really just by yourself.
Never by myself. I always got Jesus. Going from Soto.
That's fire. That's actually fire. You should. But nah, man, there's some scary images and videos. I mean, images could be created, right? But then there's also just like videos that's like
Yeah, like,
it could be CGI, but like, what the fuck could this be?
and it's also such a crude image where it's kind of like, all right, well, you know, someone could probably make that up.
Yeah, it's just, dude, it's so horrific sometimes.
You guys ever watch Paranormal Caught on Camera?
I've seen some of those. Yeah.
Do you believe those?
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Whenever it's like stuff like that, where I'm like, there's so much shaky cam. I was like, I get it's an intense scene. It's an intense like situation. Like I would probably do the same. But they make it seem where it's like it's such a quick cutaway where like you freeze frame it just right, you get maybe a shittier version of that. You know what I mean? Like the evidence or footage that you see on those things isn't too convincing for me.
I mean,
It's not like the person, like, oh yeah, we were just out here and I was filming and then I caught this.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like I don't know, man. A lot of it's not that convincing.
yeah. If you guys believe in paranormal activity shit, you best believe should be fucking believing in like Wendigos, Skinwalkers.
Dude, well, you were saying about like the ones like calling out for help, like it sounds like children, like you're reaching out, and I'm like, dude, like anyone's first instinct, it's like you hear a child screaming for help.
You're gonna.
Well, I'm gonna go check it out, even if it's like 2 a.m, you know, and then you're camping, right? You're like having a couple drinks with the boys, a little weed or something's going down, you know. You're like obviously already like not 100%. You're inebriated a little bit, right?
Exactly.
So you're gonna go out middle of the night, you hear like someone screaming for help. You're gonna go check it out, but you're like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna look first and be like, oh,
You can take the flashlights and a little knife, but like still, dude.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna be like,
hit you with the.
oh, that motherfucker fine. I'm good. I'm fucking leaving. You know, fuck that. If you ain't limping, bleeding,
What's the thing?
and if you do though, if you limping, if you bleeding, bro, I'm good. Hey, you good, brother? You a liar. That's what. You a fucking liar. I'm heading home.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Well, I found a website right here on the Forest Service. For a staggering $25 a night, you can reserve a campsite at the Appalachian Mountains in Florida.
That's fucking.
So if you're trying to run it, let me know.
This was probably the scariest video that I made.
Friday the 13th.
The Friday the 13th video was probably, other than this one was probably the most scariest. That's probably why it has the most views. 241.
What was the craziest thing that happened there, though?
That's the one I took to the Ouija board.
Oh, I see.
And like you hear and you see some shit. Yeah, no, I fucking. This is a very young version of me, okay? Very, very young. All right, like I have braces and everything.
How old are you here, actually?
4 years ago,
Like
I was 20.
20? Yeah. He was legal. It was
Why
okay.
does your hair look darker too?
Yeah, your hair got browner, huh? Like lighter?
Yeah. And never forget your protein. Never forget your protein and your creatine. And then if you have your own football helmet, never forget.
Did you take it for protection?
I didn't. If you guys go to abandoned places, please take a mask. Dusty and mold everywhere. But at the intro. There's a background. Throughout this background, you probably won't be able to hear it here, but there's an alarm going on throughout the whole video.
Is that because you guys were there, or
No. Like, it's an imaginary alarm. But if you guys listen to it really quickly, it's like what the fuck's it called? The nuclear bomb?
oh, like a siren kind of thing with the warning sirens?
Yeah, it's fuck. Look, listen, we all hear it.
Oh shit! Dude, that's eerie.
Where is this?
This is Downey and the Insane Asylum.
Yeah, I was gonna say I recognize that building. I've been there.
When we walked into that location, that spray paint was not there during this video. This is Friday the 13th.
That got me thinking though. I wonder if someone was fucking with y'all. They saw you guys, a bunch of kids like filming. They're like, I would probably do that shit. I'd fly and fuck around and like mess with some kids like that.
Well, there was groundkeepers there too, so we had to keep away from the groundskeepers. We had to like run.
Wait, it was still open?
Yeah.
What the hell?
There's like this little cutout place and everything. Look, this door closed. That's the bakery. When the first time we went, that's when we heard the person, like the thing, like talking to behind us. That's the bakery right there, and there's an underground tunnel that goes to there. So you can go down and you can go to either which way you want to go to, and there's only left or right, and there's nothing else. That's the only entrance and the only exit. down in that sewer in the bottom. And then if we keep going down this little hallway, this is the hallway, the little arch that goes down into the auditorium. And dude, it's so fucking scary, dude. Oh my god.
Justin, you have the.
I do. Yeah. It was raining this day too, but yeah. Yeah. It's scary, bro.
See, like, this is actually scary to me. Like, I'll go to like horror nights and like Queen Mary one you guys are talking about, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like the Queen Mary one's different. It's kind of actually eerie, like when people die there and like it's more cramped. But like the other ones like Lost Fairy Farm and like Orphans, you know, it's like it's fake.
Yeah.
I was like, shut up, laughing at this. I'm like,
Yeah.
I stayed at the Queen Mary just because I wanted to see if I saw something, and I did.
Really?
Yeah. And
You saw something
they
actually?
kept yeah, totally. We were just walking to the room, and it was like this apparition just ran across from like a kitchen into like the banquet hall. Banquet hall is like black, like there's nothing, there's no party going on in there.
Mhm.
And I know like it was an apparition because it was dressed like back in the day clothes. It just, like, ran in front of me, and I remember it spin me and everything. And I was just like, what the fuck? did
She
I
was
just
late for the
see?
ball.
Like, and like my mom and my grandpa were like behind me, so they didn't even like notice. They weren't even paying attention. Like, you guys could have been a witness. Like, confirm
Dude,
it.
like they apparitions or like the ghosts or whatever. They definitely try to single people out. So like,
Yeah, they definitely
it's
do.
only one person that sees it. Only like make you feel crazy kind of thing, you know?
Well, I was gonna say that earlier when you were like, "Oh, if you believe in this, like go here." I think that's another part of it. You have to believe in it
Yeah.
to see it. Because if you don't believe in it, they don't make themselves
No.
seen to you.
Yeah.
They know, like, okay, you believe, so I know I can fuck with you, and you're gonna see me.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
oh man. That's too scary, bro. It's so scary. It's so scary. But this right here is when we stopped because we heard chains being dragged and then we heard it clapping just out of nowhere, which was scary as fuck. by
Ghost
the way.
clapping cheeks or like what kind of clapping?
Just like slow clapping. Like an evil, yeah, like evil slow clapping.
just take the slow, bro.
Ah, shit. You can take it slow, but on Friday the 13th, scariest day of the fucking week, dude. Yeah, no, I think we got scared as fuck because the siren played again right here.
I wonder what that siren was though. Because anyway, it was like a bomb threat. It was obviously something.
And that little room right there on the right. This is the where we got chased out from. And I don't know why we decided to go back in.
Someone's definitely in there.
And then that shit got blocked off too. The second time wasn't the first time we went, that wasn't blocked off.
How long of a gap was it from the first time to this day? But like a year or like within the year?
I'd probably say it's within the year.
Within the year. I mean, someone definitely lives there, bro. Like some homeless people obviously they squatters kind of thing, you know? It's a big facility where like I'm sure a group of people live there. Yo, book it. Do you guys have any weapons, any knives or anything?
Nothing. Actually, I think we had a knife. That was it.
Carry like some switchblades or something. It's the Ouija board, no?
Oh yes, the Ouija board. That's the scariest part of this fucking video too, though. We went in the Ouija board perfectly fucking sealed. This shit was ripped open in the backpack.
Nobody did that?
Look at. We did not touch that Ouija board at all after we went the first time. And then we went there and it got ripped. That shit was scary. But anyways. Yeah, nah, that's
Check out that link I sent you, bro. Because you got me thinking about like other like scary trails and other like hiking spots in the US, right? Yeah, it should be at the bottom.
Well, like just down the street, the Black Star Canyon.
That place is scary as fuck too. Yeah.
Like that's what I was getting at with this. Like, so this one was I was reading it. It's from the Civil War era. That's where like a bunch of people died here, right? And that's like this is an old photo of obviously the war happening, right?
Yeah.
Or afterwards, probably like the aftermath. After they cleaned up all the bodies, like a lot of souls were lost there, right? So it's like you walk around there, I'm sure you just feel eerie, bro. Like you can't imagine like there hasn't been some presence there. There's probably still is, right?
So some bloodshed and everything. Yeah, no, of course. There's got to be like millions. And
Like New Orleans and stuff, and like places like that where it's like, because you went there, right? Like, was there some bars and some spots where it's kind of like definitely
To the cemetery over there, it feels eerie. I would say the cemetery in Italy over there, that one you would feel like
Yeah?
it was eerie, it was foggy because it was early in the morning. Like
Fog.
you could feel it more. But in New Orleans, I did have an experience there too. We stayed at this timeshare and it had like this little house in the back. And they had told us, like, oh yeah, the little house in the back, it's haunted. And my mom made a joke like, "Oh, cool, but the ghost stays in the little room, right?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, ha 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 ha." So that night, we had like a one-bedroom suite. So I slept in the room, my mom slept in the living room, and all of a sudden, right around like that 2, 3 a.m., I had gone to sleep to the TV. I was watching like Jersey Shore. I remember that clearly. And all of a sudden it got to that like that channel and the volume just went up really high. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like maybe I like touched it, something, whatever. So I shut it off, like put it back to Jersey Shore and like went back to sleep. Like within 30 minutes, again, the volume just like went up really loud. And I like went out to my mom. I was like, "What are you
yeah.
right now?"
That's scary. Fuck
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Well, I think places like that though, there's just so much history to it, and like they're old places, right? But there's a lot of like again murder and a lot of like things tied to it, like the whole witch trials, obviously, and then even them just New Orleans being in the South, like there's a lot of that side that comes with it too. A lot of the slavery and a lot of murders there too, right? So it's like you have both sides of that, and then it just being the French Quarter, or like that little bit of America where it's like a lot of that stuff also has a lot of connotations with like
Yeah, just
spiritualism.
walking down the street, like you just feel it because it's old houses that have just been passed down generation to generation, generation. Like,
Runs deep there too, right?
Oh, I bet.
yeah.
I bet that shit was hella deep.
Yeah.
For sure. But
Great food though.
Yeah.
Good
No,
music. Culture's great, but like
but off the topic of being scary now, I know you had a very interesting topic that you wanted to talk about.
Oh, about the intergenerational trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so before you got here, I was telling them about this experiment that was done to kind of prove that it's a real thing and it doesn't have to be passed down verbally. So they did an experiment with lab rats, right?
Okay.
And they taught them that anytime they smell cherry blossom to be fearful. So what they would do is they would like combine it that every time they would put that scent, they would shock the floor. So then after so many times, the little rats would just smell it and be like, oh, like here it comes the shock.
Oh shit.
Full of the smell. Like,
Uh-huh.
so then after, like, okay, for sure they're traumatized, they're scared of it. They let them procreate, have babies. They separated them from the babies right away. They let the babies grow up to get into like adult age of rats. And then they presented the smell of cherry blossom to these babies that are now adults.
Mm-hmm.
And they started trembling like, oh shit, like something's coming now.
Oh shit.
And they're trying to prove that it doesn't have to be verbally because they separated them from the parents right away. So
Mhm.
it's not like the parents like, oh, be scared if you smell this smell. Like,
Yeah.
something's gonna happen. They just like from the passing of their parents' blood, their genes, everything, were just taught that.
the
Shit.
trauma response
So
too.
it's
It's
like,
like they don't
yeah.
even know what's like what it is. They might not even know what the cherry blossom did to them, like
Yeah.
the shock, right? They didn't know that.
So do you think like it passed down like by instinct as well?
So I was also telling him that so Western medicine believes that it can be passed on 3 generations, but like indigenous cultures, they're like, no, it's like 7 generations more. And the example is like snakes.
Mm-hmm.
People that have never seen a snake before, they're scared of snakes. They're
Even
like,
now.
no, I never want to
Or like
see it.
spiders too. Like people
Yeah.
are scared, terrified of spiders, but like they never interact.
Like, maybe their ancestors lived in a jungle, bit by a snake, so like they were fearful of it, and that just got passed down.
That got me thinking though. Like, with the trauma response like being triggered by like anything like in today's society, I wonder if that's just what we call anxiety and what we call like certain PTSD triggers for example. But I feel anxiety is a big one, right? I wonder if that's like part of that because it's like again, it happened even up to seven generations. You were saying like such a long time ago, where like you don't even know like why you're feeling this way, but like shit, you're gonna work dumb anxious that day for no reason. Like nothing changed from yesterday, nothing new's happening, but you're just really really anxious that day. You know, it's like I wonder if like there's a specific thing or just time of the year even where it's like shit my grandpappy from 8 years ago or fucking 8 generations ago did some shit and it's like affecting me now, you know? Because again, if it's passed down like genetically like that, like I wonder if that's what we see today. Because there's like different responses now, right?
Experiences
Yeah.
can also be passed down.
Well, we're getting to that too, like nature versus nurture. Like a lot of it's the way you got brought up, but I'm sure the big chunk of it too is like your generations past and like, you know, your parents, like what they went through to like maybe not pass that on directly to you either. But I don't know too much about the genetic one, but
With that, it is passed down by your genes. Like if your mom had experienced childhood maltreatment, like it's called ACEs, adverse childhood experiences.
Mhm.
If they experience any of the 10 categories, so it's like emotional abuse, sexual abuse, your parents getting separated, like maybe one gets incarcerated, one dies, your parents get divorced. So like any of those experiences, being in the welfare system, all of that, it gets passed down and it affects the infant of that person. So like the mom has a baby,
Damn.
it's gonna pass through them. They're gonna have those traumatic experiences and like it can affect their development. They could get delayed in speech, growth, even. They won't be big right away. So there's a lot of it that affects them.
with those examples that you said too, like the kind of examples where like your parents get separated, like divorce or any of that abuse that you mentioned, like, and this isn't to like play it down at all, but it sounds or like what if that makes it normalized in a sense for that next generation, you know? So then when they're going through the same issues and those same traumas and same like, you know, things, abandonment, whatever it is, it becomes almost normal. And then that's how we become and create a cycle, right?
And that would be the nature part of it, like their environment. If that's just what's the norm to them, they don't know that it's a negative thing.
That's
It just
crazy.
continues going. It's
Damn, that's
until
so
like they
wild.
learn about it.
That's so wild to think about too.
And like try to, well, I mean, first off, break the cycle, right?
Yeah.
But also
sure.
like it just help in general. I think a lot of people don't really go for that.
I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna lie.
You got to learn. Right?
Sometimes I don't ask for help.
Everyone
and I
is,
know I need
bro.
it.
I think everyone is. Like,
Yeah.
there's certain things you don't want help in, and
Yeah.
you know the things you probably do.
And there's also like how you handle your stress. Like, did you block it out? You guys have siblings, so maybe you can relate to this. And I know, like, my mom, she has three siblings, so there's four of them. Each one has a different way that they talk about their childhood. One is like, oh, it's terrible. Like, my dad was so terrible to me, all this. And then, like, her youngest sibling's like, oh, I don't remember any of that. I don't remember him ever doing this. So it's like
Block it
how
out.
you, yeah, they block it out. And that's the hard part of being able to get help because
Mhm.
you don't remember it. You don't think it happened. It's
Yep.
until like somebody else tells you, like, oh no, your dad used to hit you all the time. Like, really? Like, I don't remember that. I don't recall.
Fuck.
Hey man, if you've never tried therapy, go for it. It's good.
Oh shit. My gym is my therapy, man. Yeah. That's why I be posting like the shit that I be posting.
Hey, you got to take care of the body, but the mind too, man.
Oh, that's why I just fucking spend time with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
So I have an endless supply of drywall, you know, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. And if you
Have you been in one of those? Have you guys actually done
I
that?
wanted to do
Yeah,
it.
they sound cool.
They do
I'm
sound pretty
supposed to
sick.
take my team at work.
Yeah.
I'm like the
Let
supervisor.
some
I
stress
said,
out.
that's a good team bonding. Like,
It is.
everybody get it out.
It's all fun.
Yeah.
It's like
Be
your grenade
friends.
being swung when something's being broken.
Yeah.
I know, like,
But yeah, no. On a real note though, mental note, if you guys really do feel like you guys need someone to talk to, you're more than welcome to talk to anybody because they want you here and they don't want to be at your casket saying that I wish I was here for you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So please talk to somebody if you guys need help. That is a very big concern. You can always be healthy. You can always be lifting heavy weights, but what matters is your mental health too.
I like that you said that. I like the way you said that too, because like I'm a big proponent on like seeking therapy. I've been therapy myself, a few years here and there. But yeah, that's a great point. Like talk to anybody that's willing to listen, because most people are. Like you might just feel like you're trauma dumping, or like you're just talking shit, or like you're just venting, but like some of it helps, and like a lot of people want to hear it, and a lot of people are willing to like be there for you, even if it's just like.
Millennials.
Yeah, I'm 98, so yeah, I think so. I'm like right on the cusp.
2000. So yeah.
So
2000?
you're Gen X.
Am
Oh
I?
yeah, I think you are. Yeah.
I think you're the next one because it stops at 98.
Gen Z.
So there, Gen Z, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna bring up about like the view of mental health with the different generations.
Mhm.
So I see that in my employees because I have like up to 50-year-olds and the youngest being like 22.
Mhm.
And I see it with my younger ones that they're like, I need a mental health day, like stuff is going on, like, and I'm very big supportive of it. That I'm like, okay, yeah, take care of yourself, take the day off.
Yeah.
But like the older ones, they see it as an excuse. Like, oh, she said she needs a mental health day. Like,
When it comes to like that, especially like calling off work for that, I'm in the middle, because like I think there's a lot of times where people do abuse it, and they do take advantage of like someone as kind as you, as being the boss, like taking advantage of like that, and like, hey, I'm just trying to play on TikTok all day. I think people,
Yeah, exactly.
if you're actively actually trying to make a difference, and like within yourself, obviously, and like you're taking the time to go seek therapy, if that's what it is, go on a hike, even stuff like that, like stuff like that's actually helping your mental, then for sure, you use it.
That too, because I know a lot of people that would use that as an excuse, and low-key, I think I got on one of my friends for that
Oh, I definitely have,
because
yeah.
I'm like, bro, like, do you even know what that is? He's like, nah, but like, I like, not to put you on blast if you're even watching, but it's like, nah, I don't even know what that is. But low-key, like, I kind of just wanted the day off, and I'm just like, well, bro, like, I go, what if I wanted the day off, and they told me I couldn't, and I actually needed a mental health day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And because like I have like I told you guys I have a lot of shit going on. Like I have a lot of shit like mentally going on too. Like I gotta help my family. My family wants me to go to college, but I gotta help them out with bills and stuff. I basically it's just me and my two older parents that are basically paying for my house. My older brother hasn't really gotten the money yet. So it's like, yeah, I have like mental health issues too. Like, I gotta stay up to my family, but my family wants me to go to college, and it's just a whole fucking thing. But then again, that's when you have that time to yourself or your time to your buddies to vent out, to talk to, right? And that's why I also want to get a motorcycle. Sometimes you just need to go on that drive. You know? Sometimes you just need to go on a drive and just hang out.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I used to do that. I used to go like late night drives. I used to go like this before like I was really into like therapy or whatever. That was my mental health fix, I guess. You know what I mean?
Coping mechanism.
Coping. There you go.
Yeah,
That's what-
and
that's what
it
was
also
looking
helps
for.
you too because then it's like you really get to know yourself when
Yeah.
you're by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because then you don't get to like put on a facade. You don't have to like be fake.
I think that too. Like people that don't know how to know themselves, or don't know that time by themselves, like they always have to have their best friend. They always have to have like their partner, if that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like they don't know really who they are.
Sure.
And it's like, yeah, you can be on social media, like all these things and like follow a certain trend or whatever it is, but it's like you gotta know yourself first. Take care.
Mirror, it's like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know who you are, or are you still trying to find out who you are?
So then what do you think about social media and like the effects on mental health?
I've brought that up a lot of times with like different people. I've had this conversation where it's like the internet in general, social media is a big part of that, right? But it's fairly new. It's been around a solid 20 years, maybe, right? Like from generations previous, I think that's a big reason why they don't see it the way we do it. Like we see it as a tool now, right? But companies and big corporations are seeing it as marketing and ways to push products and ways to do this and TV and everything, right? It's all entertainment. It's all connected, right? To the point where it's like, if you're not using this, you don't look like this, you don't fit these standards and norms, that's all degrading. And a lot of it is towards women nowadays. Like the men, like I feel like it's not the same thing. Like, yeah, we have gym culture, gym bro culture, like bodybuilding culture. Not the same. I don't think it's very niche to like where like you see a guy looking jacked as hell, you're like, probably on gear.
Like, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's a little different, but it's very much skewed towards women, where it's always been like the pink tax and all that, right? It's definitely skewed towards women, where it's like, if you don't have these products, these makeup brands, these etc., you're not doing the best you can to look your best. And like, I think that's a big part of it too. With like, same thing with like posting certain things on social media. Like, you only see what somebody wants you to see.
Sure.
And that's on like on a you to me level. That's on a me to like a celebrity level, right? Like, you only see what they want you to see. And with that, it's like, you only see the best. You're only gonna see the most perfect, like, cut out, edited, maybe even AI now, image of what they want you to see. And that's making, like, pushing a story and narrative, right? Where it's like, why am I not living that life? Why am I not on a yacht? Why am I not driving the Lambo?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like during the small little like transitions of me like going to the gym and all everything, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I take out. I delete some of the videos that I don't think I look good in. I delete some of the videos that I'm not at my best, so no, I don't want anyone else to see it. You know. But then there's also those pictures where it's like, all right, like I'm gonna humble myself and I'm gonna post this picture whether I look like shit or not.
Yeah.
You know, because why? Because that's just who I am. If I look like shit, I look like shit. If I look,
Same thing, like sometime last year, maybe like last summer, I was like posting a lot of like TikToks of like working out and stuff. And then I kind of like, at some point I was like, I kind of took a break on it. And then I kind of cleared out my TikTok page about it. I'm like, not only did I didn't really care for it anymore, like posting or like recording myself as much anymore, but also I'm like, that's not really my whole thing. That doesn't define me. Like, yeah, I happen to work out. I like it. I enjoy it, but that's not my whole thing, you know? So I think that's kind of why I still took a step back from like recording and like posting workout stuff for me personally. But I know what you mean. Like, I saw a bunch of them and I was like, yeah, no, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Form dog shit.
I'm just like, fuck, dude, I'm not posting this shit, you know?
Yeah.
I could have hit a PR and I'd be like, fuck, that's the heaviest I lifted, but I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking post it. Yeah. It looks ugly as shit, you know?
Like back to like honestly social media and the internet and as a whole, like it's fairly new. We don't know like long-term effects of like it's not to talk about it like a drug, but like in a way it is. Like we don't know it is, but the mental health effects it's going to have like even like another 10 years from our generation, because like we're fairly around the same age within what 5-10 years now. What you're like in your early 30s? There you go. So yeah, we're about 5 years. I think our generation's gonna be like the first ones that really grew up with the internet. Like in its infancy, we saw all of it.
I think the kids now.
No, I'm saying that's worse. But we're the first ones that saw it. We're the first ones that saw it, like the way it started, like MySpace era, even before that.
Or
Honestly,
AOL and
that's what I'm saying. Like I started with like AOL, like all that old stuff. Like you know what I mean?
waiting for it to start up.
Yeah.
Get off the phone.
The dial-up sound triggers. I'm trying to download my LimeWire music. FBI, I didn't do that. But like stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like there's certain things that like we saw and kind of shaped the internet in a way that like the new generation now, it's like, yeah, you're born with an iPad. Like you need to be watching like a video.
Yeah.
This generation are the parents. So since
We're
we
gonna be,
grew up
yeah.
with it,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we're
yeah.
just giving it to the
I think a lot of people too now, like parents now, I've seen too that they don't necessarily give them, like the smart ones at least, they don't give it to them right away. They don't give them a phone right away. Like they kind of hold off on it for good reason. It's like you got to learn how to be a person, like how to socialize for real, and not just like be all online, chronically online.
Yeah. Yesterday, I had and they were pretty old parents, right? But my God, it was at the big table I was serving, and dude, these kids were like 4 or 5, the most fucking best mannered kids I've ever fucking served. Like dude, their parents didn't order for nothing for them. They ordered it all themselves. Dude, holy shit, I was so fucking frazzled. Like, holy shit, this little girl, she's like this tall, dude. Right? She's like, may I get the mac and cheese with French fries and a Kit Sprite, please? And I was like, of course you can. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
throw in a Sunday just for that.
that's pretty good, dude.
Did that kid, those kids have like really good manners? And then obviously the parents probably had them, hey, like you're gonna order your own food, you know, be a big kid. They probably read the menu themselves. So that means they have really, really good reading skills.
Went like this and was like, I was like,
A+ on those parents, whoever you are.
yeah, hey, you know what? You don't need me personally, if I were to be a parent, you don't need social media until you get to the 6th grade.
Yeah, it's like think about it, like
Because Well, I'm thinking about sixth grade because sixth grade is the day where you start becoming an adult. Like not an adult, but like grown up to where you're sometimes gonna have to walk to school. You're sometimes gonna have to walk home from school.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I had to walk to school. I had to walk home from school.
I
And
would
then
argue against that.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I think the latter half of like middle school into high school, that's when kids are assholes and they start really like we were talking earlier, like you don't have this, you don't have that, you're posting this. Like people are really, really like
that's fine.
they're bullies, man. That's what it is, and people got to deal with that for sure. Like I think that's part of life. You definitely got to deal with that.
But it's also it's also how you I don't want to say train your kid, how you teach your kid. Because me, I was taught on, oh well, do you live in the same house he does? Do you have the same income that his parents have? You know, like stuff like that. Like no, like my dad's a first generation that came here, and he came here when he was like 14, 15. He got bullied for it. You know, he didn't have the stuff that other kids had. He grew up living in a car eating cheeseburgers from McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, if my dad could do that, why would I put this facade in my head of me wanting to be like every other kid that's here? You know, and then
And that's the other part. You don't know everyone's stories.
exactly. And it's
It's
like,
like
if you don't know my story and you want to bully me, that's great. I'll show you who the fuck I can be when I have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, when you have everything, you can be a spoiled brat. But when I have nothing,
That's a great mentality, bro. But I'm telling you, not every kid is like that. Not every parent is instilling. That's a great thing to like that you have. And like, I got brought up somewhere similar, but I think a lot of kids don't know that. They don't have that, and I think what you were trying to get to, like social media, is definitely a bad. Or what? Why do you think is? Or why would you go against that?
So I was going to argue about the social media in sixth grade.
Yeah.
I think middle school is the hardest age. Like as being a past teacher, I always said I would never work with middle school.
Yeah.
It's the hardest age. They're going through hormones,
Mhm.
changes. Boys are having those growth spurts, and then the other boy is like, "Why haven't I got mine?"
yeah,
You know, girls are comparing themselves, starting to learn like, "Oh, she wears the short shorts. Like, I want to wear short shorts, but like bigger body. Like,
yeah,
my whole ass is gonna hang out."
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I would argue about that. Maybe high school, but yeah. And I was gonna tell you guys. So actually, I think it has to do with our learning system, kind of what you were saying.
I agree.
So in, I think it's China. Their learning system, they go to school right away, like preschool,
Mhm.
but they're not learning anything yet, like math, anything.
Yeah.
The first 2 years are just about manners.
Mhm.
They just focus on manners,
See-
learning how to like be able to walk down the street by yourself. Like they're already taking the subway,
Yeah.
like as a preschooler,
Yeah,
and that's what they focus on.
it's the best thing to like have that, you know,
Yeah.
that security, knowing that like you're dropping your kids off, and like yes, you teach your kids manners too, but someone else on top of that is also teaching them that also have great manners. You know what I'm saying? And that like we're talking about those kids at that table that I was serving that day, they had great manners. Yeah, it may have came from their parents and their grandparents, but it also probably came from the school they're going to. You know what I'm saying? But like that also goes down to like you also have to know your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like they're also living that life the first time. So that kid could be acting spoiled, and sometimes you just got to put your foot down and be like, "Hey, like that's not the way this is going to work." You know? Sometimes it's going to work like this, sometimes it's not. You always have to tell your kid you're not always going to have everything in life. But you know what you can do? You can always work for it.
And that's going back to that whole nature versus nurture.
Nurture, yeah.
Who's there? Who's present?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like there's parents that have to work 2 jobs
Mhm.
just to be able to provide them with the house and food. So they're not there. They're not able to spend that time with them.
Yeah.
So who is there? Oh, it's the grandparents.
Mhm.
And they're the ones that like, no, this is you need to do it this way, or
Yeah.
like learn correctly how to ask. Like
Yeah.
I wonder if that's been studied too. Like people that got brought up with their grandparents, how much of those older values, older mindsets got instilled into like it skipped a generation essentially, right?
yeah.
Older-
Well, I mean, me growing up, me and my brothers hung out with my grandpa the most. He was
Yeah.
like taking care of us. Both my parents worked, so he'd take us to the swap meet, to the parks, everywhere, and we just interact with like older people the entire time.
Yeah.
So me personally, I was more comfortable with people older than me than I was people my own age.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I can talk to y'all like crazy, like you know, like nothing ever happened. You know, and y'all are around my same age, but if I talk to someone like that's my age, I'd be like, yeah, like
Your values are completely different than mine. You're trying to find the next ass when I'm trying to find the next come of the next.
exactly. Like for like no low key, no shade, but there's also some people that I hang with, and they're like, oh well, let's go spend a bag. I'm like, well, how about we go make a bag instead of spend that thing? How about we invest instead of spend? You know, and I'm just like, I see the difference of the mentality. You know, the difference of mentality is it outweighs the other, and I want someone to adapt or other people to adapt to that same mentality, so we all grow. But some people just want to have fun and just live life
To a
right now.
certain point, bro, like you need to, and I'm not saying like, do this or whatever, but I definitely went through a phase where I had to cut certain people out because they were stuck in that mentality and not willing to change and grow. Where it's kind of like, well, what the fuck am I doing? Like you're the people you surround yourself with, right? So I think a lot of that is you'll hit that point at some point,
Yeah.
and you'll see what it is, and you'll know when it is. But there's times where like sometimes you need to do that, bro. 'Cause
It'll hurt, but it'll be always for the better. It's
I
like
agree.
it's like any
My
relationship.
mom actually told me she she was funny because I was talking to her. We were just having because I don't talk to my mom a lot. Like I'm gonna be honest, like I'm always so busy because like she works like in the morning all the way till 4. So I'm at the gym in the morning, and then when I get home at like 2, I'm getting ready for work and I leave when she's arriving. So I talked to her the other day. She was like, "Oh, your vocabulary's gotten like a lot like bigger." And I was like fucking with her. I was like, "Oh, it's because my front cortex is finally, like developing and shit." Just fucking with her. And she's like, "No, no, no, I'm being for real though." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you." And she's like, "It's probably like, who have you been hanging out with?" And I was like, "Oh, I've been hanging out with like my friend Soto, Adrian, and his fiance, and I've been also hanging out with Jared. So I've been talking to them." And they're like, "Well, just let you know that like, your grammar and the way you talk it shows that you're getting a bigger vocabulary." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you, I appreciate it."
Maturing.
Yeah, but it's basically essentially what she's saying is like I'm maturing. And I was like, well, thank you. Like, I feel like I've always been mature for my age, even though, like, yeah, I can be goofy and say some wild shit sometimes, but, sometimes I just catch myself and just, that's just who I am. Like,
I was literally just telling him that too when we were coming here. I was like, I love coming because then when you guys say stuff, I'm like impressed. Like, oh, you actually know that? Like, shit. Because I only see you at the bar, like when you guys are goofing
oh,
around.
yeah, yeah.
And you're like bringing out like statistics or like knowing like about your brain. Like, oh yeah, my prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
And like, did you hear that on the TikTok or
My
like?
shit's only 5% building up right now, okay?
to that point, and I know he hates TikTok, but TikTok is great. Like, there's so much stuff that gets like so many things I'll just like randomly learn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, you obviously got to fact check some stuff, but like, if you're interested in the topic, like, that's a good way to like do some research.
Yeah, for sure. Girls dancing and shit? Yeah. 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 All you gotta do is pick that search bar and then become a fucking, yeah. Yeah.
Even to that point though, because like I'll use like TikTok as a Google search sometimes. Like if I need to like,
You go lie, I do the same shit.
That's me.
especially if it's like, oh, how do I do this real quick? Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's the fastest way to like find a video on how to do something.
I even do that for
Telling you, man.
reviews.
Yeah,
like
like
we're
something.
about to go eat somewhere.
Mhm.
Like, let me just look up the.
Yeah, the other day
Like,
I was
what's
gonna
good?
I went out with this girl and like I was trying to find out like what date or
Oh,
like what
where?
spot. Chill. Keep it low, keep it low. Trying to find out like where to go, right? And I was like, damn, I don't really have like an idea of where to take her. And I looked up like I was trying to go to Pasadena for some reason because I was like, it was last week. I was like out doing estate sales and I was in the area already. I'm like, Pasadena seems nice. I look up a restaurant real quick in Pasadena. First one came up. I'm like, yeah, that's the one. Sold me on the first video. I'm like, and maybe it's marketing by the restaurant. Maybe they paid a little. Sorry, what's up? Paid a little extra money to get the video up top. But it was great. They had a little charcuterie board. Had a
Oh,
little,
no, I'm
little
talking about,
wine.
I'm talking about the date. Did it go up?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good.
You guys have like another one planned out?
I ain't trying to talk about it too much yet, but yeah, soon.
Well, just let you know, because Leslie, and you guys can go too. We went to something called Habani in Irvine Spectrum. It's like a brunch spot. It's like a reservation. I don't know how much it was because she's fucking spent it. And I was like, how much was it? And she's like, everything's already paid for. And I was like,
bent over right away. Huh?
shit. Yeah, no, there's a Habani place.
Yeah.
Gas. It's so good.
The spot I went to was more of a like wine and cheese kind of place, and they had like it was a full restaurant, but they make their own cheeses there. They have their own like charcuterie boards there. They have their own winery kind of thing. Really, really nice.
It's like a Cuban like type of restaurant.
Habana.
Habana.
We've been there.
Fire, right? Yeah, dude, that shit smacked me in the face, bro. I drank I like me mojito, so I gave me yeah. I had the chili mango
I think it's
mojito,
sweet.
and then Leslie had the pina colada, and then I had the
Drink first.
Justin, are you a no Sabo kid? Like, how's your Spanish?
It's okay. I can definitely hold a conversation for sure.
Pina colada just threw me off a little bit.
The pina colada, yeah. No, it's okay. Like I can literally talk to my grandma and my grandpa about it, and like I can talk to like the people in the back, but like
No, I've heard you speak it, but I'm like sometimes like I think I grew up speaking Spanish. I think English was like somewhat like my second language, but I mean I was in like the ESL classes like most of like elementary school, so I think that helped. But I definitely stared speaking
I
Spanish.
remember when I was a sophomore and I found they were separating the kids to do their ESL and I wasn't paid. Like, fuck you, I did it! Man up. Hasta luego, motherfucker!
100%. It was always a trip though, because like they would just like get you at the last hour.
Yeah, but the thing is, they wouldn't tell you. They just separate the class.
Yeah.
They wouldn't tell you what's about until
Yeah.
you show up and like, oh, this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
We're gonna work on your guys' English. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I was mad that I didn't get picked. I was like, I speak Spanish. I should go too.
I think it was until like fourth.
Yeah, I usually I can read Spanish perfectly.
Can you write it though? I think that's the real tell.
I don't think I can write it.
Yeah, because there's some words that like it throws you off.
Like don't get me wrong, I'll text it, and like my autocorrect will go like autocorrect being a bitch. So then I have to like retext it and then send it.
You know how I know I'm a real Latino?
You're about to say something
Latinx,
else.
if you will. I was. Dude, the other day, did you see what I labeled the rice the other day?
I did.
I was gonna say I have the Spanish keyboard on my phone because when I text my dad or something, or like certain I have cousins and stuff, like I have the Spanish keyboard on for that reason because I hate autocorrect pushing it up on you. I hate it, bro. I hate that.
But yeah, no, I'm not a Sabo kid. I can definitely talk. I'll probably fuck up here and there, but I can definitely get it right.
I am a proud no Sabo kid.
No Sabo, even the Sabo part.
That's my little brother. He looks more Mexican than me, dude. Yeah, Zach's a no Sabo motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you, he's a no Sabo.
I think he had your laptop actually. He was on by the window seat.
No, yeah, that's his own laptop now.
Okay, but he was like doing some homework on his break or something. I'm like, damn, stone you this ass fool over there. And then like I don't think he heard me the first time, but I said it like a couple times so he'd hear me. He turns around, he's like, this fool.
Yeah, no,
I made it to Spanish 5 in high school
did you?
because I would have conversations with the teachers in Spanish. Just like,
Damn.
chilling, you know? And they'd be like, oh no, you know Spanish. Like, you need to go take the test. I was like, I wanted it easy.
Yeah.
I want to end it.
Just comment down what topics we should talk about so we can do a research on it, and then we'll get to that in the next video.
I mean, so far it's been just like, what we want to talk about. It's never like super set in stone. Stuff we find interesting. Like you said in the beginning, what's interesting? You know? Everything's interesting.
Yeah.
Anything and everything can be interesting if you make it that way. And if you're with good people to talk with.
Exactly.
We're here yapping for about an hour. Didn't feel like that. Didn't even feel like I feel like we just got here. But
Make sure you guys join this little local socials club right here. This is gonna be pretty fire.
if you want to put up your social media, maybe on a little thing, so we can talk to Toto if you guys ever want to eventually get into make a podcast of your own. We're also down for guests, obviously friends and people that are watching this. If you guys want to come yap it up with us for a bit, let us know.
Yeah. And then I know you're wondering this whole video. I know you're wondering why I haven't hit my fucking pen yet. It's because I gotta have work in like 3 hours right now. Okay, that's the reason why Justin's sober.
The people that were like, take a shot every time you
Yeah.
makes a hit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sober.
How did you bounce back this time? Something just. So.
Dude, it's because sometimes I can't get too much into my role, you know. But oh yeah, I also do have my powerlifting competition coming up, so I'm easing back on the smoking a little bit. It's gonna be sometime around November.
Do you know what day of the week yet?
Probably Saturday, but I don't know the specific day.
It's a Saturday. I'll be there, bro.
Okay. Bet. Hell yeah. I put on my singlet the other day. I fucking hate the way I look in it. I look fat as fuck.
Got a cut?
I can't. I gotta maintain my weight.
I'll do.
Yeah.
Pre-com, brother.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Don't worry. Our next podcast, if it's not before my work day, then I'll get faded. I promise.
But thanks for checking us out. Check out the other ones if you feel so inclined, and catch you guys next one.
Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube as well, guys. 380 subs. Try to get to 500 or 400. It's up to you.
500.
Giveaway.
Just yeah, okay. I can do a giveaway. Fuck it. Why not? I'll do a giveaway if we get to 500 subs. Why not? And then we'll get to 1,000 too. So later, y'all.